my word. 7 mana. What is going on here? Volcanic Salvo! Oh, no! Greetings, everyone. I am glad to be here, and I am glad that you are here. Today's jank is in Brawl because it is Wednesday, and I couldn't be happier. It's kind of a wild deck. We're running with blue-green and its enchantments for Eutropia, the Twice Favored. Constellation, whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. That creature gains flying until the end of turn. All on a 3-mana 2/2. So, you won't be surprised to find out we have an awful lot of enchantments. 16 of them. 11 auras and a saga among them. Some of them are just regular old-fashioned enchantments as well. But the highlights of the deck, obviously, are going to be things like Uro. You may or may not know it, but Uro, powerful card, not banned in Brawl, so it's here. Once Upon a Time, a powerful card, not banned in Brawl, so it's here. Then a lot of our interaction is going to be aura-based, so it's enchantment stuff. Water Knot taps a creature, it doesn't untap. Charm Sleep taps a creature, it doesn't untap. Bubble Snare just makes sure a creature doesn't untap, but if you kick it, then it also taps that creature. But if you just got attacked by a creature, you know, you just put Bubble Snare on it for a single mana, does the thing. But notably, there are a few other ones that are really interesting here that maybe don't make quite as big a difference outside of Brawl, and so you may have overlooked them. Cards like Frogify and Mystic Subdual. Mystic Subdual, enchanted creature gets -2/-0 and loses all abilities. So some popular commanders are things like Heliod, whatever the white-black 6-mana god is called. I don't know. And other things like that. Those are enchantments. Those are when they're creatures, those are abilities, the indestructible and stuff, right? So losing all abilities takes away that indestructible, but also when you have utility commanders like Eutropia, Twice Favored, should you take away its ability, suddenly this commander really doesn't do anything, and notably, it's not dead, folks. It's not dead. It's just on the battlefield. So normally, when you exile a creature or you kill a creature, it's gone and you don't have to worry about it anymore. Just get it out of here. When you kill somebody's commander, it goes to the command zone. And I just say, okay, I'm gonna cast it right back out. And then you've still got this problematic creature or planeswalker to deal with. But if you leave it on the battlefield with something like Frogify or Mystic Subdual, it doesn't get to come back. So if you're also talking about more beatdown-oriented commanders, such as like the Annex or Torbran in the mono red, things like that, they have abilities still, but just being able to tap them down can often buy you enough time to there we go, to get you there. Notably, there are also there's some enchantment ramp here in Omen of the Hunt. There's some fun ofs in Hydra's Growth and Mantle of the Wolf that are both enchantments that do cool things. And then there are some big enchantments at the top, such as Kiora, Best the Sea God, and Shark Typhoon. Also, of course, just Great Henge because it's insane. And Beanstalk Giant because it's both ramp and a really big creature. Fills 2 roles in this deck, gives us a finisher, but also helps us get up to where we can utilize all our mana. So honestly, folks, I think it's a pretty good deck. We will see, you know, yeah, the games, who knows. But why don't you come out and join me and play some games, huh? Yeah, I think we're going to keep this. We are on the play. We have a Thornwood Falls, so we have all of our colors of mana. We do have a 3-land hand as long as, you know, we feel inclined to hang on to that as a land drop. If we draw another land, we definitely won't. We will just cast it. But if we don't draw a land this turn, we will not cast it, because our opponent could just theoretically kill it. Okay, yeah. Well, good deal. That is a good thing, because now we get to ramp a little bit, but it would be very normal for our opponent to Bone Crusher Giant or cast out or something, kill the Tangleflora Hydrant like this, Spikefield Hazard. So if we hadn't drawn the third land, we would not want to put ourselves in a situation where we could just get completely blown out by that, right? So let's go ahead, just draw a card, gain some life, drop Uro into the bin, advance our mana even further, try and make sure we don't miss future land drops by drawing the card now as well. We currently don't have any enchantments that aren't controlling enchantments, so we're going to wait for our opponent to have something out to cast Eutropia, or unless we draw some other enchantment, right, that will actually do something. All right. Brazen Borrower going to go away. Titan of Death's Hunger going to the graveyard, not the command zone. All right. Well, fine. So let's go ahead and Beanstalk Giant for an island. There we go. And I think we're just going to pass. Yeah. You know, obviously. There are a whole... There's a whole lot of things our opponent could do here, but I don't think we're going to react to any of them. I think we would really rather wait until Eutropia is down to cast this Mystic Subdual. But definitely advancing ourselves toward Kogla seems like a good place to be. It is notable, folks, that Eutropia is in fact a human, so Kogla gaining Indestructible can both gain Kogla Indestructible, which is good, but also protect Eutropia from potential removal, as long as we have mana to do those things. So in this case, Solemn Simulacrum going to come on down, going to grab ourselves a forest, pass the turn to our opponent. These things are good as far as we're concerned. We have landed the first threat. Is our opponent on Rakdos? Normally, Rakdos is pretty aggressive, all things considered. And they have not been. They have been exceedingly reactive here. They have cast a Kroxa, a Spikefield Hazard, and a Shock all game long, and that's it. Okay, Rankle. Coming on in. Sure. Damage dealt to us. We dropped to 26. What will you choose to do? Each player discards, each player draws, each player sacrifices a creature? I'd like the last one, opponent, if you wouldn't mind. Everybody discards. All right. Well, that is annoying, but fine. Opponent gets rid of a Blood Chief's Thirst. Okay, well, that is absolutely wonderful as far as I'm concerned. Frogify, coming on down, going to grow our Eutropia. Now, cards like Bone Crusher Giant and stuff don't kill it. We are expecting our opponent to have removal. I do not expect Eutropia to stay. But considering we were about to miss our land drop and stuff, I think this is fine. Okay, it is Murderous Rider. Gonna come on down. Do a little bit of the damaging. Yes, of course, you will go back to the command zone. Please. Land. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely good. So let's go ahead and get down Beanstalk Giant. You might say, well, why not Elder Gargaroth? Right? First of all, this is the most mana efficient play, so that is relevant. But second of all, Elder Gargaroth, very, very, very good if it sticks around. Attacking or blocking, some combination of the two even, is just accruing infinite amounts of advantage over time. This is just a big dumb guy, right? It doesn't do anything. Ah, darn it. Kitesail Freebooter, going to take our Hydra's Growth. Feels bad. And more importantly, our opponent now knows what is going on in our hand, and we dislike that. We dislike that a great deal. All right, well. Eutropia, come on down. We are going to Tease some training right now while we can. Counter goes on. Flying temporarily gained. Station Champion is a draw. That's actually a really, really good draw here. We will now, of course, still need to draw more enchantments, but that is what the deck is supposed to do, right? So we are inclined to believe that that will be the case. Havoc Jester, a 5/5 that deals 1 damage anywhere whenever you sacrifice a permanent. So think Mayhem Devil, only, you know, for 5 mana instead of 3, but notably in standard as opposed to not. Right? So let's see. What does this do? We don't have a land drop. So let's Station Champion and Confounding Conundrum, hopefully being able to hit a land drop. We really don't want to cast Kogla until we have a land. Alright. That's fine. Hey, there we go. And we actually end up drawing not just 1, but 2 lands, in fact, folks. We are ready to take the damage from the Havoc Jester. Not too worried about that, folks. But see, the idea is, folks, when the Kogla comes down, okay, it is going to, yep, this is fine. It's going to fight and immediately need to gain Indestructible. So yeah, come on in. No blocks. You got it. We dropped to 13. Not excited about it, but it is what it is. Opponent has a Cauldron, Familiar. Gonna drain us again. Sure. Alright, well. Come on down, Mr. Kogla Titan Ape. Going to return Eutropia to hand. Yeah. And pass that turn. Our opponent very well may have a removal spell, but only has 1 card left in hand, right? And the Havoc Jester, a bit awkward here, because it's not big enough to get through the Kogla, right? If the opponent comes up with a Witch's Oven right now, that would be not great. I do believe that is still legal. I mean, yes. Opponent coming in with everything. I am 100%... No, this smells of Storm's Wrath. So I'm going to not just take that much damage, but we're also not going to risk our Station Champion. Okay, Liliana, coming on down. Sure. Okay. These things are fine. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in here we're too concerned about losing out on. So let's go ahead and get rid of all of these things. Draw a card, gain some life. Go back up to 12 here. Put a land into play. And yeah, another land, but we're going to wait on the Kenrith. We are going to go after Liliana, of course. This Kenrith transformation, likely to be quite powerful should our opponent try and land a Kroxa or something like that, right? Our opponent does only have 2 cards in hand. I'm sorry, please forgive me. In the graveyard. And Kroxa, of course, being in the command zone, it is unable to come back and stay permanently. But, you know, these are concerns for future us. And we are attempting to address them. Castle Lockwing, opponent going to pay a couple of life to draw another card. 3 mana remaining. 2 cards in hand. Murderous Rider coming on down as a 2/3 lifelink. Tightsail Freebooter gets in for 1. As well as Rankle Master of Pranks. No blocks. We do not want to kill Rankle. Not in the least. Okay, so Mantle of the Wolf. This is a good one. Counter and flying. Going to go on to Uro, Titan Nature's Wrath. Going to draw a brand new card. Then, folks, we are going to go ahead and go to combat and get in with the team. Yep. Opponent in a bit of a spot here. None of these blocks look very good. And there's no mana, so, you know, there's no combat tricks here. Unsurprisingly, there is a chump block and a chump block. Every point of life the opponent loses is fewer cards down the road. So yeah, this is definitely the expected result. Murderous Rider heading straight to the bottom of its owner's library. Opponent drops to 17 for their trouble. All right, so Elder Gargaroth making an appearance. We are going to hold on to Khazad-dû Mammoth. I think we will block with Rankle, Master of Pranks now. If, of course, we're presented with that opportunity. If the opponent just kills Elder Gargaroth, then that's fine. We're not expecting more than that. But we get to draw a card or gain life or something as compensation. So I think that would put us in a relatively good spot. All right, Khazad-dû Mammoth can go away. Opponent lets it go to the graveyard again, unsurprisingly. Onyx looking things over. Thinking about it. 3 mana remaining. 2 black and a red. It's Hall of Death Dweller to get back Kroxa and Cauldron Familiar. Cauldron Familiar gains both Death Touch and Menace. We have to discard our remaining card, Kroxa, immediately heading straight back to the bin. Yeah, folks, that is really, really annoying. We were going to rely on giving things flying. This is a very, very brave attack. That's got to be an error. We draw a card. It's a forest. That's pretty unexciting. But, oh boy, Bubble Snare. Holy crud, that is wonderful. I think this is, yeah, exactly where we want to be, folks. And Shark Typhoon? Yeah, okay. I'm not sure. I didn't do the math, but I think we've got the win. So, GG, Onyx. GG, if we do, in fact, have the win. Like I say, math is important. 14, I think that's 19, isn't it? Because they can block, that has trample, so that doesn't help. So they can block the Eutropia, but then they still take enough damage, I think, right? Yeah, okay. So GG, Onyx, GG. It was an honor. Thank you very much for the opportunity to play. I really appreciate it. Our opponent was doing something cool. Definitely kind of a controlling Rakdos build. All the sacrifice synergies and all that kind of thing. Definitely got some cool stuff going on. But we were able to outvalue them via the card draw. It turns out, folks, Uro, strong card. Strong card indeed. GG. GG. All right, folks, what do we have here? Holy crud, can we keep this? We don't do anything for so long. What the heck? Let's hang on to it. We have all our mana. We can cast Eutropia on 3, I guess. Oh boy, this has got to be greedy. We're up against Annex Hardened in the Forge, which probably means very aggressive deck, I would expect. But, you know, we do have a really powerful hand. Oh boy, yeah, I was going to say, a lot of the time in Brawl, decks do struggle to get truly aggressive, right? And we do have life gain. So, believe it or not, folks, I think we're not going to cast the Eutropia here. Our opponent clearly holding up a burn spell. They've got to be. There's no way that they're not. Okay, Relic Robber is actually really annoying. Yeah, okay. Damage dealt, damage taken. Yeah. We drop to 24 and cast a Solemn Simulacrum. This is going to go and get us an island. Yep. And yep, we're going to punish our opponent for the indignity of their activity. Alright, Shadow Spear going on the Relic Robber. Yeah, we block. Sure. Still take damage, so Solemn Simulacrum dies, we draw a brand new card. We still end up getting another 0-1, which not happy about, folks. Not happy at all. Yep, resolve all of those things. Sure. Ashiok's Erasure. Alright. Yeah, I think we're going to send that away. And we're just going to go ahead and slam a Vivian here. Going to go with Vigilance. Oh boy, Stone Cold Serpent, actually not terrible here. We're going to get in. That's right, opponent. Taste it. Taste our proverbial steel, of course. Not actual steel. I assume these are not made of steel. They're goblin constructs. So I can't imagine goblins know how to make truly fine steel. Oh my word. 7 mana. What is going on here? Volcanic Salvo! Oh no! Oh boy, we dropped down to 16. We were not expecting that, let me tell you. Oh my goodness, please resolve all. Alright, well, let's see. 6 mana? Stone Coil Serpent, please? Get in? Holy crud, these Relic Robber tokens just running away with this game here. We're currently at 13, gonna take a whole bunch more. Alright. Sure. And Robber the Rich, sure. Yeah. Well. We are 100% gonna block there. Goblin Construct dealing nasty damages to us. We dislike that. And yeah, gonna get down a Great Henge. Add a mana to the board. Do we just go for the Shark Typhoon, actually? No, I don't think so, actually. Let's, Fabled Passage for a forest and get down Garrick's Harbinger. We are likely to follow that up with Eutropia, I expect. Yeah, alright, fine. Still gonna get in. Not great, folks. Not great at all. But here we are. Trying to fight the good fight. We do need to find a way to get rid of these 0-1s. It's possible we just want a Kenrith transformation one, so we stop losing so much life. And then the Great Henge can kind of stem the bleeding here. Hey, that's a good one. Alright. Then let's... yeah, let's do that, I guess. Give the counter to... Garrick's Harbinger. Oh, Bubble Snare. Oh, cancel. Make sure to kick it, darn it. And... yeah, going to go on our Goblin Construct, I guess. And yeah, then we're going to Omen of the Hunt. Throw more 1/1 counters around. This time onto Eutropia herself. We will search for the land, though. Going to be a basic forest onto the battlefield tap. We're going to get in with Garrick's Harbinger. Opponent takes the 6 down to 30. Good heavens. And we take Garrick Unleashed. Feels good, man. Garrick's Harbinger was, in fact, a Harbinger of Garrick. Opponent thinking things over, doing math and whatnot. I don't like it when mono red players do math. This is decidedly bad for us, typically. Opponent gets Confounding Conundrum. That's actually really good against us. Yeah, block, block, and block. We are decidedly taking no damages. Not if we can help it. Yeah. And the stuff trades away. 2 damage going right over here to Eutropia. Yes, take the action, please. Opponent making a bunch of 1/1s that cannot block and casting a Confounding Conundrum, which will actually kind of mess us up just a little bit, though admittedly we did get all of our ramp out of our hand, so that much is good. Yep, resolves. Oh, hey, look at that. Let's get down a Elder Gargaroth first. Mystical Subdual, and that will do it against Lamia. Good heavens, folks. I'm not going to lie. I was more than a little terrified there right down at the end. Trying to keep my cool, but... Woo! Good game, opponent. Good game. All right. Yeah. Penguin in Snow is our opponent. And yeah, I mean, I think this hand is keepable. So we're going to just hang on to it, I think. Yeah. Let's grab a hold of that thing. Good luck, Penguin in Snow. Good luck. Going to lead on a forest. Wait for our opponent. They go with a second straight island. I'm going to sit here and pretend to be surprised. Thassa Deep Dwelling, going to be dealing with lots and lots of end of the battlefield triggers one would expect. We're just going to go ahead and follow it up with an island, because what else does this hand do, you may ask? Nothing. It does nothing. Well, that's all right. That is okay. Oh, Nadir Kraken. Oh, boy. That's actually a little scary. We have not yet cast a spell this turn, so we can, or this game, so we can actually do this. Kind of nice. I think we are going to grab just the regular forest here. Get that down. Play the Khazad-dû Mammoth. Because then next turn, if our opponent does use all their mana, we should be able to get down a Great Henge, I think. And that would be very good. Very, very good indeed. Nadir Kraken and Thassa, a little bit of a non-bow, though. Nope. No blocks. You've got it. Oh, opponent does not use all their mana. Well, darn it, folks. We do not want to get this Great Henge counterspelled, for sure. So let's start on Frogify. We are intentionally not playing our land because we don't want our opponent to know whether or not we have a land. And if they want to use a counterspell to get rid of Frogify, we're actually pretty happy about that. Okay, they don't. Aye. Alright, well, fine. Khazad-dû Mammoth, come on down. We're going to run in there and attempt to do some damages. What say you? Chump block with a squid? Not surprising. Go on ahead. Yep, opponent sacrifices spare supplies, draws a card. It's not guaranteed they have counter magic, folks, but mono blue decks just don't have... Oh, Confounded Conundrum. That is a good one against us. That is a good one. All right, well. Mana. Khazad-dû Mammoth grows up. We're going to go ahead and get in, see if our opponent does anything. They do not. All right, let's test the waters with Eutropia, shall we? Essence Scatter is the chosen counterspell. Fair enough. Yes, we will take the action. Our current hand really doesn't need Eutropia overly bad. All right, that's the Deep Dwelling. It does save Frogify from the... or it does save Nadir Kraken from the Frogify, which is annoying. Also got these, like, water knots and whatnot. But, you know. Alright. Khazad-dû Mammoth. And we are going to go ahead and try Elder Gagaroth. Oh boy, yes. Yes. Alright, get in there, Mr. Mammoth, sir. Mammoth. Alright, Penguin and Snow drops to 15 points of life. Wanting to keep that Nadir Kraken alive so that it can continue to chump block. Omen of the Sea turns Thassa into a creature. She is a 6/5, and boy, oh boy, is that a menacing, menacing lady. Sure. Well, Waterknot can tap her down, but it does not stop the blinking effects. Kind of wish we had that Frogify back a little bit, although our opponent, we would not have gotten our opponent down to 15, because this Nadir Kraken would just have been growing like mad, as they say. Opponent thinking over their options. 6 available mana. Alright. Has the ability to blink a creature, chooses not to. Alright. Khazad-dû Mammoth. Growing up. And... Mystical Subdual on Thassa. What say you? Counter target spell. Okay. How about Bala Ged Recovery for Frogify? It comes back to hand. All right, well. Thassa. Deep Dwelling. And Penguin and Snow scoops them up. Yes, in fact, ladies and gentlemen, that would have been a nasty, nasty affair for sure. I do not blame our opponent for scooping them up. GG, Penguin and Snow, GG. All right, folks, we are back, and honestly, I had a great time playing this deck. It did pretty well. We won 3, lost 2. I'm trying to remember what the first loss was. It was really, really grindy, and I remember it was a wild game. But honestly, even in our losses, I did have a pretty good time. The other loss, we just absolutely got curb stomped. It was not close. Our opponent was doing Gruul stuff and just Gruul land drops. Got a Scoot Swarm down on whatever it was. Turn 3, I think? Or no, turn 4 after some ramping and was already making copies of Scoots. So the game was just over and we died. But good game. For sure to our opponent. That said, the rest of the time, it honestly performed really well. Did have... I had high hopes for, like, Ashiok's Eraser being a counterspell, but also an enchantment. Didn't actually even end up getting to fire it off. We had the Lithoform engine, but it didn't get to do its thing either. I was really hoping to copy something like Waterknot or Mystical Subdual or something like that and just get our opponent, you know, but darn it, didn't get to do those things, but who knows? Maybe we'll get to do those on stream, you know? I'm looking forward to it, being able to play it a little bit, and, you know, we'll see at that time. If you have any potential improvements to this deck. Looking at it, I'm pretty sure there are going to be a couple of ways of improving it. Let me know down in the comments below, darn it. I've got to play this deck on stream tonight, and I streamed for 4 hours, folks. If there are ways of improving it, darn it, I don't want to have to get beat up for hours at a time because we're playing a deck that could be improved really easily, you know? So definitely let me know in the comments down below. But I really appreciate you hanging out and watching this whole video. Like, darn it, it's it's been a lot of fun to shoot, but I am glad that you were here for it. I will catch you on stream tonight.